by Sudha Murty. This article is prescribed for the third semester BCom students of the University of Kerala in their paper Business English. In this video, we will discuss the last and concluding section of the article Appro JRD. Let me give you a quick account of what we have discussed in the earlier videos. In the second video, we discussed the introductory section and the first subheading, a postcard to JRD. In the second subheading was discussed in the third video, from Hubli to Pune. And this video discusses the final section, leaving Tata. I hope you will watch the previous videos before watching this one. So, leaving Tata is the concluding section. Now, the main things that she tells us is the reason why she had to leave telco, her final meeting with JRD, why he has made such an impact on her life, and so on. So, let us take a look at the first paragraph. Leaving Tata. In 1982, I had to resign from my job at telco. I was reluctant to go, but I really did not have a choice. I was coming down the steps of Bombay House after wrapping up my final settlement when I saw JRD coming up. He was absorbed in thought. I wanted to say goodbye to him, so I stopped. He saw me and paused. Gently, he said, "So what are you doing, Mrs. Kulkarni?" That was the way he always addressed me. "Sir, I am leaving telco." "Where are you going?" he asked. "Pune, sir. My husband is starting a company called Infosys and I am shifting to Pune." "Oh, and what will you do when you are successful?" "Sir, I don't know whether we will be successful." So she tells us how she met JRD just as she was leaving the steps, or just as she was coming down the steps of Bombay House after submitting her resignation, and because she wanted to say something to him, because he was the person responsible for her taking up a job in telco. So she thought she will just say goodbye and leave. But the last meeting had a very great impact on her life. And she explains to JRD that she is leaving telco mainly because of they are shifting to Pune, and that her husband, Mr. Narayanamurthy, is starting a company called Infosys. And JRD asks her a very important question: what will you do when you are successful? And Sudha Murty hesitantly answers him that I don't really know whether we will be successful or not. And then JRD gives her a very important advice. Now let us see what that advice is. So this is what JRD told Sudha Murty. "Never start with diffidence," he advised me. "Always start with confidence. When you are successful, you must give back to society. Society gives us so much. We must reciprocate. I wish you all the best." So JRD just said a few words, but every word left a deep imprint on Sudhamurti's mind. Never start with diffidence, always start with confidence. So that gave her much hope. Let me continue reading the article. Then JRD continued walking up the stairs. I stood there for what seemed like a millennium. That was the last time I saw him alive. Many years later, I met Ratan Tata in the same Bombay office, occupying the chair JRD once did. I told him of my many sweet memories of working with telco. Later, he wrote to me, It was nice listening about Jay from you. The sad part is that he is not alive to see you today. Now, before reading the rest, let me just give you a brief analysis of this very short paragraph. So she tells us how JRD didn't have an air of superiority about him, so he just talked to her in a very friendly manner, but the words had a great impact on her. And she remembers talking to Ratan Tata about her memories, about her experiences working with telco. And Sudha Murty, from her words, we understand that she believed that these words uh, these words made her do a lot, especially the section where JRD told her about reciprocating. Society gives us so much, we must reciprocate. So, probably that is one of the reasons why, as chairperson of the Infosys Foundation, Sudhamurthy does a lot of programs, a lot of social outreach programs in order to help the downtrodden sections in society. Now, moving on. Why does Sudhamurthy consider JRD a great man? So let me continue reading. I consider JRD a great man because, despite being an extremely busy person, he valued one postcard written by a young girl seeking justice. He must have received thousands of letters every day. He could have thrown mine away, but he didn't do that. He respected the intentions of that unknown girl who had neither influence nor money and gave her an opportunity in his company. He did not merely give her a job, he changed her life and mindset forever. Close to 50% of the students in today's engineering colleges are girls, and there are women on the shop floor in many industry segments. I see these changes and I think of JRD. If at all, time stops and asks me what I want from life, I would say I wish JRD were alive today to see how the company we started has grown. He would have enjoyed it wholeheartedly. So, in this section, you find Sudha Murty giving a detailed explanation why she considers JRD a great man, for the simple reason that JRD changed her life and mindset forever. She also mentions that she wishes JRD were alive today because today many girls have become engineers, many girls have started working on the shop floor in industries, and also she wishes that JRD had were alive today to see how their company Infosys has grown a lot. Now let me read the last few lines with which she concludes the article. My love and respect for the house of Tatas remain undiminished by the passage of time. I always looked up to JRD. I saw him as a role model for his simplicity, his generosity, his kindness, and the care he took of his employees. Those blue eyes always reminded me of the sky. They had the same vastness and munificence. So here the article ends, and again she winds up giving us a very short description of JRT as a role model, somebody she had always looked up to, and some of the admirable character traits that she mentions: simplicity, generosity, kindness, care, and concern for his employees. So that was why he was a very well known and well respected employer. All his employees respected him and loved him. And she ends the article with a very beautiful line. She says she remembers his blue eyes. Those blue eyes always reminded me of the sky. They had the same vastness and the munificence. So these words bear testimony to the fact that G.R.D. Tata was a great man. He was so generous. He was so kind and affectionate to everyone. So these are the two main points. The first is The article is mainly a tribute to GRD. She gives a description of the circumstances in which she joined telco and how later uh, uh, her life itself was changed by her early experiences in telco, her meeting with JRD Tata, the very brief encounter she had with him, how he changed her life, her mindset, and so on. This article is also a protest against gender discrimination. She is giving us a message that women should be bold enough to protest against gender bias, and women should feel confident um, to opt for any profession they feel that they will be successful in. Now, in your prescribed textbook, a few comprehension questions are given. I have also included them in this video. Let us take a quick look at those questions. We have already covered all these topics in the videos. What is the fact that Sudha Murty was given a job in telco after she raised the issue of gender bias? Show about the company and its policies. So, I have already mentioned that how after sending the postcard, she was surprised, taken aback when she got the telegram. And again, she did not take it very seriously, but at the interview, she performed well. And the people there, the chairman and the board of the telco group, they were generous enough to give her an opportunity. So it shows that the company was willing to make changes in its policies. One of the policies was that women were not employed on the shop floor, and Sudha Murty became the first woman to work in telco's shop floor. The second question, narrate how Murthy's interview in telco progressed. We have already discussed this in detail in my third video under the section from Hubli to Pune. Please watch that video. Describe Sudha Murthy's first meeting with JRD Tata. This also has been discussed in detail in the video from Hubli to Pune. The next question, what advice did Tata give Sudha Murty when she revealed that her husband was setting up a company? This was discussed in this video. I hope you will remember those words. Never start with diffidence, always start with confidence. When you are successful, you must give back to society. Society gives us so much. We must reciprocate. So these are very important words of advice, and she still remembers his words even to this day. The next question, what sort of an employer was Tata? What lessons in leadership can you learn from him? I hope you will remember what we have discussed in this video and the previous videos about his behavior, very kind and affectionate behavior. He was very understanding. He used to show care and concern for his employees and so on. Describe the admirable character traits of both Sudha Murty and Tata. I hope you will watch the videos and prepare a short answer for all these questions. We have already discussed these things in detail, and please read the text as well. Please read the article. It is given in the prescribed textbook. You can also get a copy of it online. I hope you found these videos very useful. Let me wish you all the best. Thank you so much for your patient listening. Stay home and stay safe. Thank you.